What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Couch Coaches Podcast. We got a great episode for you guys this week. We're going over everything about Week 9 in the NFL season, all the upsets, all the different injuries, and looking forward to the rest of the playoffs. So make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe button, and we'll get right into the video.
How about them Panthers, boys? How about them Panthers?
Crazy.
What a team. Very unpredictable. A lot of it is kind of annoying because it ruins our bets. It ruins our parlays, and they're very interesting. That game was kind of crazy, especially going against a team like the Packers. Nuts.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It's kind of what we talked about last week, where it feels like anybody can beat anybody, and when you think you have a pick locked, it's like anyone can win.
100%.
And I think that's what we saw. We saw Rico Dowdle get the starting spot, got 25 plus carries, and the Packers just didn't look like themselves, like we thought they were going to be contenders, and we still do. I don't think there's anything to worry about for them, but man, the Panthers are showing a lot, especially with all their young pieces with Bryce Young and Tedero McMillan and their O-line coming together, and holding the Packers, you know what I mean? To that low-scoring game. I was really impressed with them.
Yeah.
And I think the conversation for the Panthers is you're sitting there at 5-4 in a division which the Falcons are 3-5. Mm-hmm. The Saints are the worst team in the NFL pretty much, so you don't have to worry about them. The Falcons, you don't really know. They're 3-5, but it's like who really knows if they're going to win or
I don't team each
I don't really you don't know what to expect. They get blown out 30-0 to the Panthers, and then they go out and beat the Bills.
Yeah.
And it's just like you don't know what you're going to get, right? Mm-hmm. So, I don't know, it's interesting. And then you have the Bucks, right? Yeah. They're sitting there at 6-2, but look, Panthers fans, and I think this is an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
Is it possible to make the playoffs?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You look at their schedule and you say, okay, they play the Saints twice and they play the Falcons again.
Yeah.
Right? The Falcons, they beat 30-0. The Saints are the worst team in the NFL. So that should be 3 more wins.
Yeah.
Theoretically. Now you're sitting at 8-4.
And you got the Bucks twice.
Right? And then you play the 49ers, you play the Rams, so we can say those are losses pretty much. You play the Seahawks, we'll call that a loss. So now you're sitting there at 8-7, right? Mm-hmm. And you play the Bucks twice.
Yeah.
There's their season. Week 16, Week 18. Carolina Panthers. Yeah. If they can beat the Bucks 1 of 2, you're sitting there at 9-8. If you beat the Bucks twice, you're 10-7 with the tiebreaker over every team in your division. You know. Now, if I'm a betting man, I'm not betting on the Panthers.
No.
100%, right? I'm saying there's no way they make the playoffs.
No.
But if you're a Panthers fan, if you're someone who likes to maybe there's a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, they're fun to watch. I mean, they're definitely really young, and I think that's kind of why they're so hard to predict. I mean, especially with Bryce Young and how his career has kind of gone, and he's either been very, very bad, and are you going to start Dalton over him, or he's been like, oh, there's so much potential.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
it's so hard, and that's definitely a team to watch out for, because I really do think if they play a good game, they could really, as we've seen, could beat really anyone.
Exactly. So I think it's interesting with that division to see what happens. And you also look at the NFC as a whole and you say, okay, the NFC East, the Cowboys look terrible. The Commanders don't seem like they're going to make the playoffs. The Jets aren't going to make the playoffs. So there's only one team there with the Eagles.
Yeah.
And then you go up north and you say, okay, who's really going to make the playoffs out of here? They all seem to beat each other, which means they're all seeming to get losses, right?
Yeah.
So it's like maybe some of those teams are also 9-8.
Yeah.
And it's like the Panthers, you say, all right, we just got to be 9-8 to give ourselves a chance, 10-7.
100%.
And we could get in over some of these teams, some of these divisions that have 3 teams that are really, really good. They all keep beating each other.
Well, and it's such a crazy year. The amount of injuries that are just completely decimating teams.
Yeah.
We're obviously Giants fans, and obviously with Scatterbo and Malik and our whole secondary just out with injury. It's very hard to watch, and it's just so quick, and it's we don't really have a team. But you look at the Commanders, and it's the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, you go last year, right, to having that playoff run.
Yeah.
You get to the NFC Championship, you beat the Lions, and then what?
I know, it's crazy. And then you even like with the Dallas Cowboys and not having Diggs, and it's like, when is he ever on the field? And Overshown, I absolutely thought he was a stud last year. It's like, there's just so many injuries and there's so many teams. I mean, the 49ers, who the Giants just played,
Yeah.
I mean, their whole defense is out. And it's just like, what is with Joe Burrow? And you're just like, all these good teams are losing huge players, and it just, like, teams like the Panthers could come up and do something this year. So
and you just never know.
you never know. And so that's why this year is going to be super interesting as it goes on.
Well,
Like-
I mean, talk about injuries, right? A huge injury that just happened. We just got word of it literally yesterday. Joe Alt out for the rest of the season for the Chargers.
Yeah.
The Chargers, you're sitting at 6-2, second place in your division with a tiebreaker over the Chiefs, and now you lose your left tackle.
Yeah.
And he's the heart and soul of their O-line, their offense. Like, if Joe Alt's not there, that's a big difference for the Chargers. And so you sit there and say, the Chargers, they were looking really good. Now, is there going to be a decline start to happen?
Yeah.
Because we know how important that blind side is for Justin Herbert.
100%.
Like,
we know more than I mean, it's so nice having just that shutdown guy at left tackle, and you don't even need to worry about it. It will hurt them. It will hurt them
100%.
big time. And with the Chiefs, we know the Chiefs. They're gonna come and finish strong this year.
I know it's interesting to look at the Chiefs because you say you're 5-4,
Yeah.
right? You're sitting there at 5-4. You have to play the Broncos twice, who are 7-2,
Yeah.
right? You have to play the Chargers again, who you've already lost to, right? You obviously get to play the Raiders twice, so those should be 2 wins for them, right? They're going to play the Texans without C.J. Stroud, so it's like they should have some wins in there, but their schedule's not just like walking home. Chiefs are in the playoffs, like
Big division
You know what I
games.
mean? Like, obviously the Chargers are different, and to me, in my personal opinion, the Broncos, they're 7-2, but the record doesn't show it to me
100%.
exactly who they are.
Yes.
I think they've had 4 games where they've had to outscore their opponent in the fourth quarter to win the game.
100%.
They've played 3 quarters of bad football, and then they play 1 quarter of really good football and win the game against the Giants. They're down by 19 points in the fourth quarter. Yesterday, they had to score 13 in the fourth quarter, right? And then against the Eagles, they scored 18 in the fourth quarter to come back and beat the Eagles. So it's like you have 3 games, you scored multiple double-digit games where you have to come back and win.
100%.
You know what I mean? So it's like the Broncos, while they're really good, their defense is unbelievable. Bo Nix has looked good at some points. Like, I don't know how good they are. And so the Chiefs, like, you look at that division, you say the Chiefs are 5-4, but in my opinion, it's like they still seem like it's their division.
100%. And I know what you guys are gonna say in the comments, like, oh, like that doesn't, like, they're winning games, they just know how to win. But in reality, it's like it's gonna run out.
Yeah, of
The
course.
Magic's gonna run out, and the Chiefs, as we all know it, they know how to win in big time games. They know how to win in the playoffs.
That's it,
So,
I mean, and we say this every year, right? We get those teams that seem like they're going to be really good. Like, we get really excited about them as fans, and we get so tired of, the Chiefs every year. Same thing when Tom Brady was in New England. We're so tired of Tom Brady in New England, right? Oh, someone's going to beat the Patriots this year. But until somebody does it, you know what I mean? Like, Joe Burrow is the only quarterback in the AFC who has taken down Mahomes in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Jalen Hurts is the only one in the Super Bowl, and Tom Brady, who's obviously not there. So, and until anyone can do it, like, consistently, there's no reason to not say the Chiefs are the team to beat in the AFC.
100%.
You know?
And I think they are, even after the
Even
Bills
being
game.
5-4, it's crazy, right?
I do. I think
It's crazy.
I think they're still
You know?
the team to. I think they're the team to beat.
But it just shows you how good they are
Yeah.
and what they have with you have Andy Reid and Steve Spagnuolo and you get, Kelsey and Mahomes and that, like, they're just so good and they know how to win games, like you were saying before, that, like, they're sitting there at 5-4. You got the Colts, the Broncos, the Chargers, right? You got who else? I think that's it. Those are the 3 teams with better records. You have the Steelers, who technically at 5-3 have a better record than them, right? So it's like, it's crazy that we're looking at the Chiefs and saying at 5-4 you're the 5th best team, but you're the team to beat.
Yeah.
You know?
It's crazy.
But the cool thing is, like today's the trade deadline.
Yeah.
Right? By I think it's 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock Eastern time today, the trade deadline's going to be it. anything can happen today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even when this video is coming out, like, and there's going to be some moves that, you know, like by the time you guys are watching this, like there's going to be some moves that can completely change the course of the season.
100%.
Like, is there any team that you see that, you know, like whether it's a person or whether it's a team, like blockbuster? I'm not talking about like, oh, someone going out and getting, you know, like Jalen Hyatt from the Giants. He's not going to go win a Super Bowl with someone. But I've heard like Breece Hall to the Patriots.
And that's where my head was going. Obviously, the Patriots have had some trouble at running back and fumbling, and you know, just getting a guy like Breece Hall in the building and kind of giving him a chance. The reason why I think it would be definitely huge for the Patriots, but the reason why it's so hard is because it's in division. So I'm like, I don't know if it could happen.
Yeah. I mean, you've seen crazier. You know?
100%, and that is one that's big. Obviously, the Eagles are going to go in. They always are aggressive.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
already
they
making
picked
moves,
up Jalen Phillips, and they're not done. I could tell you that. They're probably going to add someone else, whether they need them or not. You know, so it's,
you know what's interesting to me right now is it seems like people are starting to get, like, on paper, I keep seeing all these reports that like people want, like the Saints, they want like a 3rd round pick for Rashid Shaheed.
Yeah. First round for Waddle. The Dolphins.
Yeah, the Dolphins are like, we want a 1st rounder for Waddle. The Giants are saying we want a 1st rounder for Kayvon Thibodeau. Yeah. And it's just like, it seems like these teams are getting so like, we're not trading anybody unless you're giving us good picks back. And I'm interested to see how that unfolds with certain teams that say, we don't have a roster that we think is good enough to win the Super Bowl, to compete with teams like Kansas City and Buffalo and, you know, the Packers or the Eagles. Like, who are teams going to get desperate? Or are the GMs going to, you know, like GMs of the Giants, are they going to like start to crumble and be like, all right, maybe we'll give you a 3rd round pick, you know?
Well, that's the problem is I think because we've been tracking the trades for probably a couple weeks now with the Giants and all that Jalen Waddle talk and Olave and whatever, but I don't even know what to think of the trade. I don't even know if I have a guy in mind, teams in mind, because I think it's all part of the business and the sale.
100%.
Because they're just they're just talking, you know, and seeing what they can possibly. And I don't even know what to believe. We'll find out, and it will be exciting, and there will be some surprises. But it is. I'm kind of done with it. I don't even know what to believe, especially as a Giants fan. I mean,
you see so many different reports, and like the media is always like, oh, the Giants are reportedly interested in this. The Giants are seeking this. The Giants don't want to trade this. And then it happens. You know what I mean? It's just like, I hear Jerry Jones saying like, oh, we want to do this. We want to do this. We want to trade for this. And it's just like, you know how Jerry moves, you know? It's just like he said, he wants to be in the spotlight. Did you see that quote that he came out?
Controversial.
Yeah, he's like, I want to be controversial. I always want to be the team that's in the talk. And you can tell, you know what I mean? Like George Pickens is having the year that he is, and what? He's not going to pay the guy. You know what I mean? We know the story. He's going to wait till the last minute and take the spotlight.
Well, George, come play for your New York Giants.
You know what I mean? I think he's going to end up getting the deal, but,
George,
you know.
come play for your New York Giants.
You know, he trades Micah Parsons away, and now he's going and trying to get different
Crosby,
you know, he's like, oh, give us Max Crosby, but then he doesn't want to give up enough for him.
But it doesn't make sense.
You know?
It's all a game. It's all a part of the business, and we're just sitting here, and all we can do is guess, and we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what kind of teams make some moves. So comment down below what kind of moves you guys think. Comment down below if your favorite team is going to make a move, what you guys want. And let us know what you guys think about the Chiefs and the Panthers, and with the playoffs coming up halfway through the season, who's the team to beat in the AFC, NFC? Let us know down below. So appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure you stick along with us. We got new videos coming out every single week, so appreciate you guys watching.
Yes, sir.
Peace out.
Thanks, boys. See you.